The first one it's the first one where I wrote every note intentionally. I recorded over the course of 3 years instead of 2 weeks like my previous ones, so I had a lot more time to go back and obsess over everything and redo it time and again. So every note was intentional as opposed to improvised, like I said. And this is the first album that's not blues based. Normally I'm kind of a blues rock artist. This is more rock and less blues. Kind of a throwback to 70s hard rock, pre-metal, like Zeppelin, UFO, Sabbath, stuff like that. They're all kind of different. I have a different sometimes I'll have a piece that I, chip away at for several years, and then the piece, a piece finally reveals itself, and I go, okay, now I know exactly what to do. And that was the case with Leviathan. I had that main riff for years and kept trying to do things with it, and it just never fit. And then I don't know what happened, but I had an epiphany one day because of something else, and oh, I know exactly what to do. And then the song pretty much wrote itself. Some songs take years, some of them, everything just comes together right away without too much hassle. Tom Petty, I think, said sometimes they all come in on the same bus, all the ideas and everything. So it's everything's just right there for you. Yeah, I think it's like any other thing. The more you practice at it and work at it, the more you're successful with it. And I think songwriting's the same way.
Very good.
Yeah, I usually have the skeleton of the song, and then I take it to the guys in the band, and we kind of work it up, and everybody kind of contributes their own style and ideas to it, without changing it drastically. I'm not a drummer, so I don't know how to say here, play this on the drums. I kind of trust both of those guys to play the good stuff to make the song pop. And they did a fantastic job on this album. Man, they're different. Some of them, we had been playing them live for a couple of years, like Burning Bridge, Devil You Know. Some of those songs we've been, changing them and playing them live and kind of testing them out for several years. And then others like Creeper, for instance, the last song, that was written in the studio, like just kind of came together and everyone was there. So it's like, hey, let's try this idea. And then over the course of the next couple of years, I was able to write specific guitar melodies and stuff for that bass that we had put down together. So that one, I wrote in the studio. Some are written here. Some are written in hotels or just out in the wild.
Very good.
I knew kind of exactly what I wanted things to sound like, and didn't want anybody telling me otherwise.
I hear you.
This time, sometimes you need that, and maybe I did, but I'm proud of the way it came out. It was recorded at January Sound, which is a pretty historic theater in Farmers Branch, and they closed down. I think my album, maybe one album after that, was the last project they did there. Ty Robinson co-produced it and engineered it. He used to play drums in the Nixons. 70s kind of vibe, and that's the music I was kind of going for. And as soon as I saw the place, I was like, yes, this will be perfect. As soon as I went in the lounge area where all the autographed photos are behind frames of clients from the past, I saw B.J. Thomas and Andy Timmons, and those guys are two of my all-time musical heroes. And their placard was on there with the autograph. Thanks for. I would say usually if I get an idea musically, I kind of know whether I want it to be an instrumental or if it has potential for me to put some lyrics with it in another part and do it that way. I mean, I don't know which is best. I just end up going one way and assuming that's how the song should have turned out. But like Moonbird, yeah, as soon as I knew that the only thing to sing over that would be like a croony 50s type thing, and that's not really my style. So I kind of thought, what would Andy Timmons do? And tried to just make a nice, easy tune that's not quite as savage as the rest of the songs on there. At first I didn't know if that one would make it or not because it's so different stylistically, but I thought it was nice to have something in the middle of the record that broke up all the loud, distorted, layered guitars and wheedly deedlies. I walk these streets at night, by day I sleep.
Andy being obviously still current, but
Andy. Andy's definitely one of my heroes ever since I was a teenager. That's like just after that, the Pawn Kings and then his solo work for sure. Yeah, he's just so tasteful and toneful and such a sweet person. I'm a big fan of all different kind of music. Most of it older, most of it from ours or our parents' generation or grandparents in some cases. I'm a huge fan of like the Spinners, the classic soul band, the Spinners. Buck Owens, I'm a big Buck Owens fan. Black Sabbath is one of my favorite bands of all time. Yeah, mainly, not mainly, largely Van Halen was a big inspiration for this record. I had kind of an idea that I wanted to do something heavier, but wasn't really sure what direction to go in. And then Eddie Van Halen passed, and was just really affected me more than I thought it would. I was like, damn, I won't get any more of that music. The world won't get to hear any more Eddie Van Halen. So it just kind of prodded me to start putting that kind of flavor on some of the songs. I'm not comparing myself to Eddie Van Halen at all, but I did want to kind of just tip my hat and try to do what I could to show homage to that style, that balls out, technically proficient guitar style, overplaying basically. Magic I started on it about 3 years ago. And then the pandemic kind of set things back because I pay for all this out of pocket. I don't have any management or anything, and on a musician's budget, that can take a while to pay for a big production. And so it took a little while. And the pandemic, like I said, set me back about a year or so. And the rest of it was just obsessiveness. I being so long of a process. By the third year, I was listening to stuff that I did the first year and going, oh, no, I can't live with that. Like, I've got to redo it. I've got better ideas now. I can play or sing better. And today, I listen to it and go, God, I wish I could have one more pass. That was really part of the reason the third year was mostly me just not able to stop and go, okay, this is it. I kept redoing things to death until I finally started running out of money. And I was like, all right, I've got to settle on one of these 3,000 guitar takes for this song. The creature that lights the way. Mike Talbot plays drums, Brandon Katona on bass, and we've all three been playing music together in this band for about 10 years. I know Mike and I have been together for over 10 years, and Brandon and I coming up on that. And they're just the greatest band, greatest musicians I've ever worked with. I can play something and those guys will know exactly. It's almost like they read my mind and each other's mind, and just we have that synergy and that special chemistry. We've played a lot of gigs, a lot of good ones, a lot of bad ones, but we've always managed to entertain ourselves and grow and step out on a limb and do something different this time with the song than we did last time. There's a lot of improvisation, even when we do songs, cover songs or our own songs. We take some chances with them and improvise. On the night I